Dylan's numbers are what? 21, 23, 31%? That's atrocious. But he's a third round QB. That's what you can expect from a third round QB. So they set Dylan up by making him compete with somebody that they were going to make their franchise QB. Do you know how heinous that is? Do you know how ignorant it is to think that if I get Dylan more reps, Shedeur will not get better? How you gonna hold Shedeur back? When practice is over, he gonna be out there with a football in his hand. That's ignorant. That's short-sighted. And that's who y'all dealing with. I have somewhat moved on from these people mentally. I don't look at what they talking about no more. I don't care if they lying or telling the truth, because when I see the truth for myself, I don't need to hear nothing else from you. Their fans seem to be starting to get on the bandwagon and hold their team accountable. I wish them well. My advice for the Cleveland Browns fans is I'm going to suggest y'all get in touch with the Green Bay Packers fans and y'all learn from them how to wrestle this team from your owner and have the team to go to public ownership. You need to adopt the same ownership that the Green Bay Packers have, and you need to push your owner out. And one way to do that, take a page from the Carolina Panthers, because you see they got their shit together. Don't show up. Tickets went down to 45 cents in Carolina, and that stadium was damn near empty. You ain't gonna convince everybody, but y'all need to get together and get that team from current ownership. Any owner that weaponizes the rounds in the draft and intentionally devalues a player to avoid drafting him in the first round because he's black and you don't want to win with a black QB. You don't want a black QB to lead your team long term to victory, should be forced to sell. But until that happens, the fans need to get together and make that happen. Don't show up. It's time for a remedy. We all know Shedeur Sanders have a Cleveland Browns problem. We all know Cleveland is unstable. Instability is the rule of the day when it comes to quarterbacks. But when it comes to black quarterbacks, that's where we get into emotional abuse. That's when we get into discrimination, devaluation, not paying them properly, cutting and trading them and passing them around because you don't want a black quarterback to lead your team. It's time to start asking the real questions. Stop dancing around the issue. Yes, he's being held back because of bias. Ask them why. Ask them what kind of bias. Because his father hasn't shown up there. So what they said in the draft is a lie. What you should see is they all working together. Not just the NFL, not just Cleveland, not just local media, not just national media. The other 31 teams too. So where is it that he could go and get a fair chance? Because it's not Cleveland. I'm tired of seeing them play with this young man, and they've done it to so many others that they're on autopilot. What they've done to Shedeur, they've already done to Vince Young. Tennessee didn't want Vince Young. Best quarterback came out of college. Some people say he's still the best quarterback. They want to sit him down to Tennessee. He's the ultimate dual threat of that era. And they want to break him into a pocket passer. And now they want to devalue Shedeur because he's a pocket passer. And they want to bench Milroe for 2 years because he's a dual threat comparable to Lamar Jackson and Michael Vick. Whatever lie fits is the lie that they tell. It's time to hold the Cleveland Browns accountable. This is not just about Shedeur Sanders starting. This is about number 2 overall pick money, $46 million, fully guaranteed, paid up front. Because that's what Cleveland owes Shedeur for pre-drafting with him extensively, seemingly under false pretenses. You want to talk about it? We can talk about it in court. Let me see what y'all saying. Hey, everybody. I'll repurchase his jersey when he is on a team that respects him and values his talent. Yeah, I just want to see what team that's going to be. I agree with you, but I don't know what team that's going to be because, baby, they all in on it. Blue Moon, how you doing? How you doing? Niecy girl, how you doing? Hey, Gracie, how you doing? Tina, how you doing? Hey, Jerry, how you doing? Let's pray and wait with expectancy. God, good results follow good vibes. God can open a door and Shedeur Sanders could start every game for Cleveland for $4 million. That's called lightning in a bottle. They do that intentionally. This is not all happenstance. Lying about who he is, having him to be evaluated for years, watching film, asking him not to work out at the Shrine Bowl, blaming him because he didn't go to the Senior Bowl, pissed with him because he didn't go to the Combine. He's still the best quarterback coming out of college, and now he's the best quarterback on the Browns roster. This is about money at this point. He could get the starting job while they'll be laughing in the background that he went in a Super Bowl for $4 million. So this is about money at this point. We know he's the best quarterback, so they need to pay up. And I'm not saying they're going to do it, but that's what needs to be done. They'll do it with some pressure, maybe from the courts, maybe from somewhere else. Hell, God above, because God is the reason Shedeur is still in Cleveland. They thought they were going to cut Shedeur after mandatory camp, but he was the best one. Let me see him cut him now. People claim he's not going to make the roster. They're not going to be able to cut Shedeur without a fight. And if he's going to be in Cleveland, it's going to be a long season. It's not just about starting. It's about being robbed of $46 million, of being led to believe you're going to be our number 2 pick under false pretenses, luring him. That's fraud. And you think you're going to pit Dylan, who you know is a true. You think they don't know Dylan is worse than Shedeur? They know Dylan was a true 3rd round. They know that. They the ones drafted him. They know Shedeur was an elite QB1. They know that too. They pre-drafted with him extensively. So pitting Shedeur, who's good to go now, an immediate impact in NFL against a developmental project, somebody you never thought would be a backup and you thought maybe 3rd string, pitting him against Shedeur, you knew he was going to lose. And I told y'all all of this could be a ruse so they can put him out there for $4 million. And you're not going to argue about that because you're so happy that he out there that you forgot that they robbed him. I did not. A lot of people did not. If you took him off, if you locked him out of the 1st round and took him off the board and nobody else could get him, and he ended up with the team that pre-drafted him extensively for $4 million instead of 46, and he ended up the best person out there, and the fans and everybody else pressure for them to start him. Well, that's a win for them. We didn't want him, but y'all told us to do it. Well, when he gonna get his money? Because that's where we are. We done with the starting. I don't give a damn if he start or not. You owe him $46 million because you seemingly pre-draft with him on the false pretenses. Look at the history of the organization. Look at where they were last year. This is not about starting anymore. We passed that. This is about the money that they robbed him of. That is also humiliating, by the way. That was just another way to humiliate him. It wasn't about just pushing him down. It was about picking his pockets. They need to pay him. They know he's the best, so they need to pay him. Everybody sees it. They need to pay him. In the thick of things is when the breakthrough happens. Facts. When people start getting weary, it is when God shows up. So trials before the breakthrough. Yep. There's a commonality in all those QBs that are struggling. Yep, there sure is. They all were paid more than Shedeur, and he's better than every last one of them. They all were analyzed as being later round picks. Jackson Dart was number 40 at the earliest, the 2nd round. Tyler Shaw was the 8th ranked QB in the whole damn draft. Dylan Gabriel went from being undrafted. He probably should have been a 5th round pick. He actually is the 5th round pick when you look at it. And they paid all of them more than Shedeur. That needs to be remedied. That's what we are in this fight. They gonna do what they gonna do. Guy gonna do what he gonna do. And Shedeur is still there because of God. If the doors swing open, it's because that's what's best for Shedeur. But at some point, the situation got to be remedied. There has been no remedy yet. We have moved past the draft, and you seeing the same thing happen in Cleveland because the draft itself is where the root of the problem is, and it needs to be remedied. And it's not about starting. It's about being compensated at the number 2 pick overall, which he was lured to believing that he was going to be under false pretenses. That's the fight going forward, because I don't care if he start or not. If they don't have an O-line, it don't matter. You don't want to see that. Believe me. Shedeur ain't going to fail, and they know that. And nobody's angry. We calling out the truth here. People are talking about he should start. I'm like, that ain't the argument, because he could start. I said it. This could all be a ruse so they can put him out there for their original intent. When you lock somebody out of the first round, you don't want to pay them first round money. When you take them off the board, you want them to fall really far down so you don't have to pay them much at all.